Okay, y'all, I'm trying to make a video and I'm fighting with Bonnie. Look at her. She's got burrs in her hair, been running through the woods. But I wanted to talk to everybody about chicory because I went and gathered some today. A good friend of mine is really wanting some chicory coffee. And I gather that there's a lot of people that don't realize that chicory grows on the roadsides, all over the place. And it makes a good coffee. And a lot of people in the South, Bonnie, listen, we're going to have a coming to Jesus meeting in a minute, girlfriend. Stop. Okay. Let me move my shit. The part that you want from a chicory plant, which, let's look at the chicory plant. They grow along the roadsides, and they have these really pretty blue flowers. Do you see that? The part that you want, of course, there is medicinal value in the leaves and in the flowers. But the part I'm concerned about today are the roots. Because you can take these roots, and you can roast them, and you can make coffee. And this is what a lot of our soldiers used to do. Our Civil War soldiers in particular. My daddy used to talk about that all the time. He was a Civil War reenactor. Have to excuse the filthy ass hands. I've been out digging roots all afternoon. Here you go, Bonnie. You can have the leftovers. Well, she's mad now. Anyhow, okay, back to business. So what I'm doing here is I'm just pulling these roots up, cutting the green stuff off, and I'm going to take these roots, I'm going to clean them really good, and I'm going to cut them up real fine. I'll show you. But chicory, I know down in Louisiana they sell coffee that has chicory in it. It has no caffeine, and it does have a coffee-like flavor, but you'll definitely know that it's not like Colombian coffee or something like that. But this is kind of a healthy alternative, especially for people if they are trying to get off of caffeine, but they want coffee. And, you know, when the shit hits the fan and you can't get to the grocery store, if you've got some of this in your pantry, you can get by in a pinch. But Native Americans used to drink chicory coffee. This shit just grows everywhere. It's wonderful. Now, I want to add that this plant, you want to gather it in the fall. It'll start setting on these beautiful blue leaves and everything, or blue flowers. But you'll notice that this is starting to dry out a little bit. And that's kind of what you want. You want it to be towards the end of its growing season, so that all of the goodness is forced then down back into the roots. And I like to go out after a good rain whenever things, you know, the soil is all loosened up and everything, and it's easier to get these roots. But yeah, I'll show you how to process this here in a little bit, and we'll talk more about the chicory coffee. Okay, so now I'm going to try to show you a little something about how to process chicory root. Now that I have Bonnie out running around, she's not up my ass trying to eat everything. First thing you want to do, you get your root, right? And it's freaking dirty. I run it under cold water and I scrub the thunder out of it with just a little brush. You can use like a potato brush, but I got this one out of, you know, the beauty section at Dollar General, and it does great. It's got a little bit stronger bristle than a potato brush. And I don't want to like take the skins off of them and peel the hides back and all that, because there's a lot of goodie in that. I just want to get the dirt off. So once you've got the dirt off, then you want to cut them while they're still wet. You want to cut them, and you want to try to get them a little bit uniform if you can. It's not always possible, but you want to get them cut and you want to lay them out to dry. I've got these on a dehydrator sheet because I'm going to take them in. I'm going to slap them on the dehydrator because I'm impatient, but you don't have to. You can let this air dry. You can let it air dry and sit around for a long time before you even want to mess with roasting it. So, but I'm going to show you what I mean. The inside of these roots, sometimes you can't hardly cut, even with a good knife, because it's real woody in there. So, you know, this one here, I'm probably going to end up peeling a lot of it and just making it look a little bit like these. These are already dried and they're already roasted. Got them out of the oven. They're going to be ready to go. But like I said, these little devils here, they're kind of hard. A lot of people will also cut off these extra little roots here. I don't. I like them in there. They roast real fast. They get a nice deep roast flavor and adds to the color even and all that. So anyhow, I'm going to put that over there. Once you get them dry, all right, then you're going to put them out on your cookie sheet, your jelly roll pan or whatever. Anyhow, you're going to spread them out kind of evenly, slap them in the oven. I can't give you an exact, I like to do like 325 to 350 for around hour and a half to 2 hours, just depending. I like to watch it. I like to smell it. I like to just kind of get a feel for what it's doing. And all ovens work different, so I'm not going to give you an exact prescription on how to get this done. But once they come out and they've got kind of a pretty color like you like, and you've smelled it, I mean, and let me tell you, oh my God, land of Goshen, whenever it is in the oven and you are just sitting there, all of a sudden you're going to smell this, like, I don't know how to describe it. When it's roasting, it makes your house smell like a mixture of like a mocha, caramel, coffee, something or other, almost like a cake. I don't know how to describe it. It's just a chicory smell, but you'll get it. Oh my God, it's so good. So when it comes off of there, you get it out the oven, you let it cool off a little bit, right? Just get you a coffee grinder. These cheap little dudes, I think it's like 14, 15 bucks on Amazon, something like that, something cheap anyhow. Then you process it and you get this beautiful coffee. Look at that. It's gorgeous. And I wish that this was smell-o-vision, because this smells fucking awesome. And you can take this, you can either drink it straight for what they call chicory tea, or you can mix it like 1 part chicory to 3 parts coffee. Just stretch your coffee out a little bit. Like I said, this is no caffeine in here, so it'll make your coffee a little weaker on the caffeine side. But if you're like me, I don't need all the caffeine in the freaking world anyhow. It's so easy, you guys. And this stuff is out right now. It's the perfect time. At least right now, it's the perfect time in the Ozarks to do this, because everything is, the chicory's kind of dying back a little bit, and all of the goodness is getting pushed down into the roots. And so now's the time, if you're going to be digging roots, now's the time to do it. And the fall, when things are dying back, all that energy and goodness is going back down into those roots. So yeah, give it a try. Get you some chicory root. Go out and dig it. It's so easy to find. Look it up, y'all. If you don't know what chicory looks like, look it up. It's so easy to identify. Those pretty blue flowers are everywhere. You'll be able to find it and do something cool. So there you go. Enjoy, guys.